Good evening. What up, Rattlers? How y'all
Good.
doing tonight? We're back with another Thursday night edition. It's your favorite Rattler girlies.
Right. We missed y'all last week.
Yeah, we were out last week.
My girl was under the weather.
I was on the weather. I'm above the weather now.
I know
Hey,
that's
hey,
right.
you seen that meme when the old lady said the devil tried to do something, then she banged on the podium 3 times.
Correct.
That's
That's
the
Mother
meme.
Kelly.
Mother Kelly. That's the meme I've been living by for the last that bronchitis thought he had me, didn't
Did. Did.
But anyway, we're glad to be back after being out for a week. I mean, we were on live Monday when we
We were.
did our
And
review
then,
show.
yeah. And then the week before that, my girl was still,
Mhm.
she was under the weather. I was on live with the fellas at ONG and Fangs Up and all that stuff. So we ain't been completely
Yeah,
out
we
the
haven't been
way.
all the way out of the
But
way.
we
We just
just
kind of
missed,
been just not our
our
typical
fan exchange show
last
last week.
Thursday. So come on in and come hang out with us as we always do on a a good
Good
Thursday night.
Thursday evening, that
Mr.
Friday
Campbell, what's
junior.
up? Yo, we have fun on Monday nights with Mr. Campbell, ONG
Absolutely.
Strikes on Fangs Up podcast. We have a great time.
Y'all go check that out.
So
Okay.
make sure y'all checking that out. And we're actually now streaming it as well through our channel. So it's going to be, you can watch through our channel, you can watch the ONG Strikes on. But either way it goes, make sure if you're a Rattler, if you love all things Rattler, football right now, make sure you're checking out that Monday night show and all the shows that's happening throughout the week. I mean, like we said, every day of the week you can find something about FAMU that's
Literally.
centered to FAMU every night of the week. Hey, little baby, how you doing?
My girl, little baby.
Little baby, Kingdom Building, what's up? Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. We're back.
Hey, Miss
Hey,
Tamara
Miss
T.
Tamara T. Miss Tamara T,
Yeah,
I need you to email me. Email us or hit us up in a DM. I need to talk to you.
yeah. My girl need to talk to you. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Kappa said it's Truth Hurt Mondays. Yeah,
And we keep it blood raw on my
And to
listen.
be honest, the Rattler girls you see on Monday is not the Rattler girls you're gonna see on the Thursday night.
Correct.
Let's just put it like that.
We gives it blood raw
Hey,
on them good
Teresa.
Mondays. Okay.
Yeah, we have to, I mean, men lie, women lie, the numbers don't lie. So,
That's
we gotta
it.
just talk the numbers.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's what it is on a Monday
100%. That's all
night.
it is. We talking
That's all it
straight
is.
facts. You can't get on those shows with all those
We gotta be real. We gotta
fellas
be
that know
right, right,
the real, right, and be
right. And as
playing
ladies,
around.
we have to hold our own. We can't get up there, There's all types of perceptions and stigmas that happen with women in sports. So, as ladies, we gotta hold our own. And we really pay attention and watch and learn and been doing this for a little while. So
Absolutely. Well, what we get
yeah, that
Monday,
Monday do go
yeah,
by.
definitely.
What up, Kelvin?
Hey, Kelvin, what we getting into tonight?
So tonight we're gonna, we kind of gotta backtrack just a little bit because of course,
You gotta run it back a little bit, yeah.
Miss Tamara, you need to email to Shay. Make sure you email Miss Tamara.
I will.
Probably so she can get your email as well. So Shay gonna email you, okay? But we got to do a little slight backtrack before we go forward, just a little bit, because again, I was a little under the weather last week. We couldn't have a show for that reason. Went ahead and decided to bypass it, but we don't want to look like we ducked anything. That's not how we vibe. So
And pop back
we
out
got to
during the
backtrack a little bit.
little dub.
Right. We
Right.
got to backtrack a little bit and talk about this Jackson State game, and
Just a second though, because we ain't
just a smidge, because we don't dwell on the past either though.
no, but
We
we
don't
ain't
dwell
just
on
get
the
no
past.
smoke either. So
Correct.
we're gonna
So
talk
yeah,
about it for a
Jackson
little
State
second.
game. It was what you saw. Again, the numbers don't lie. Not the outcome that any of us wanted, right? And there are some things that we've talked about on the Monday night shows. We've talked about amongst each other. So there's no point in rehashing all of that to that extent, but definitely not the showing that we wanted. And we, we're looking forward to having on that Jackson State game for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Gail,
Hey,
how's it
Miss
going?
Gail. And I think that it'll flow right into this week, the topic that we're talking about. But just the lack of what we saw on on a lot of sides of the ball.
Hey, hello. Keep going.
The defense,
Yep.
offense, special teams. Special teams did a little better, I would say, during Jackson State game. But Just consistently what all of us, I think every family podcast has been talking about all season. We just didn't see it at Jackson. And then even though, we were able to pull out the dub at Pine Bluff, it still was kind of missing there too as well. So hopefully, I think that we were talking about this, I think one of the Mondays. And I think it was, I
We
think
should have brought him on. Why don't we bring Wayne on tonight? It's Alabama A&M. We should have brought him on to talk with us for half a
we
second.
definitely should have had
What do we
Wayne.
think of
I'm
that?
surprised Wayne ain't called me to come on the show and talk mess with him. But
Anyway,
happy
hey
Wayne.
Wayne.
But yeah, so anyway, uh you at UAPB. Yep, you made me lose my train of thought. What
I'm
was we
sorry,
saying?
friend. Wayne caught my attention. He said, shoot him the link. He'll come up.
We should.
I'm on it. All right, keep going. UAPB, you were talking about the defense and how all the podcasts. Wayne, we're going to shoot you a link in a
Yeah,
second.
we all been saying the same thing all weekend. And I think we were talking about last Monday or one Monday that we have not seen a full game put together. I don't think we've seen a full where the offense was clicking, defense was clicking,
Yep.
special teams, everything was clicking all at one time in one game. I think we've yet to see that. Hopefully we can before the season is over.
Yep.
Even
Building
though,
over. We
we
build
got
on
two
that.
more games, but it still would be nice to see. Um, so yeah, Pine Bluff was what it was. It was a dub, thank God. And what you got to
Mhm.
say, Ash, about it?
Again, like I said on Monday night, I was excited to see the run game kind of be what we leaned on. We kind of opened it up for that, his opportunity to get some good runs in. The run game is what we leaned on to win. And a lot of times, even in years past, we've leaned on the passing to win, but we actually were able to lean on the run game to win. The defense kind of kept us in a shootout, with UAPB. But I will say it was a sigh of relief, especially coming from the previous game where it was just a lot of frustration and what you saw coming out of there. So it was a tight win, and it did become a shootout, but we also there were some good things we saw offensively for sure. And it's always good to see Porto Matic get out there and do his thing from the special teams part. So yeah, it was a shootout. You're right. We haven't put a full offense, defense, and special teams game together all season. Looking forward to that. We still got what, two more
Two?
games,
No, we
two
got
more.
three more
No, we
because
got
we
three.
got to
Actually,
play.
three.
We
We
got to
have
make
three
a valley.
opportunities to put it together. It's not too late yet. We still got a little time to pull it together and put that whole thing together, and it would be good to see if it happens. So I mean, can't really say much more than you've already said about you, and that we've all already said about UAPB. But a win is a win, and when you're looking for wins, because we're in a state where we're looking for wins, right? So you have to take them 1 point, 20 points, good defense, bad
I
defense.
said at the beginning of the season that I just needed it to be 1 point more than the other team. So that was 2-1, 3-2. I did not care.
Listen, we just gotta
I
win.
just wanted the
Let's
win,
win, baby.
and that is the sentiment is the same now at the end of the season. We've been a cardiac rattlers
For a long time. We are
for
not
a
new
long
to this.
we are
We are
not,
not new.
yeah, like Cozy Era did not usher in the cardiac rattlers. uh Willie actually Willie
I'm
Simmons
trying to send this
actually
link
ushered that in.
to Wayne because we're about to, we can easily segue from this point into this upcoming game, Alabama
Yeah,
A&M.
we're gonna
Trying
segue
to
into that.
send this link to Wayne without. I guess I
Drop
might
it
have
in the
to drop it
chat.
in the chat. Yeah,
Drop it in the chat.
Wayne,
Wayne
here's
can
a
get
link,
on.
and we'll bring you up to talk about this matchup coming up this weekend. Get some thoughts. And you're right, Hollow. Coach Simmons absolutely gave us all heart attacks. We will never forget that we went on a Celebration Bowl run and we were calling for our starting quarterback to be benched because we didn't like what we saw. So we are not new to the cardiac rattlers.
And and,
Um,
and even to RJ, like and I'm not saying it's right, but understand a quarterback that went 9-2, then won every game in conference and won the Celebration Bowl. We were Rattler Nation. Let me say Rattler Nation was calling for him to be benched. Like
Our coach had to go on the campaign to keep us off of it, off of his head.
Literally.
So just let's
Coach
not,
Simmons went on a campaign like that's my quarterback, but people was like, bench him.
Yep.
This boy had gone 9-2.
Mm-hmm.
9-2. Never lost more than 2 games.
Yep.
And Rattler
Yeah.
Nation was literally calling for him to be benched.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're not lost on that for sure. But moving into the current state of things, we have RJ as our QB1, we have our coaching staff, we have all the things. We're looking to get another dub on Saturday. We're gonna bring up our guy, well known around the SWAC, Mr. Wild Wayne Cartwright himself.
This is
Everybody give it up
when
for
we talk
Mr.
about got
Round of
all
applause.
the statistics, got all of the, this is the guy right here. When I need some real questions about some real football stuff, this is the guy right here. Wayne Cartwright. He should be a referee. He really should be, but welcome. You've
Hey.
on now. We have
And
you
it was
on.
on the fly. It was you just stay ready. You don't have to get ready, right?
Man, just come right on down to the lab, down here in the basement, up here in Ohio, man, where we got the true football weather. Y'all down there in Florida, we got the true football weather up here in Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
You can have that
It's
Ohio
feeling footballish around here. We had snow earlier this week. Okay, snow flurries. So it's a little. I'm in
not
Georgia.
going to tell you where I am.
Yeah.
You be like, girl, please, if I tell you where I am. In Florida.
But yeah, it's good to be here. I did my show last night, and it just feels good to just talk football because it's just been too much stuff going on, too much mess going on. I caught my guy off script show today. Man, he listen. Say what you want about Scotty. I know a lot of folks don't like him, but man, dude was on one today. And
I will say I caught some of it, and he went up. He did.
He did, and that is something that I just said. Like we just need to just let's just put all that crap in behind us as much as we can, and let's just get back to the football because it's so exciting down the stretch, man. He said, Wayne need to train them SWAC refs. Yeah, I see that Browns helmet. Yeah. Cleveland, Ohio, 10 toes down, man. Long suffering Brown fan. Yeah, got a problem with the backing down on Monday. Hey, listen. We'll put that comment back over. He said, got a problem with the backing down on Monday. Hey, listen, let me explain something. You heard the man when he read his statement. He said, I am not answering any questions about this. Y'all know when we get on them calls, them coaches are there for 10 minutes. You only get to ask them one question. Now, I kind of get a little slick, though. I kind of try to wrap like 3 questions in one. Y'all know how I do, but still, it's like, man, he said, I'm not answering any more questions about it. What else can you say?
Nothing.
He did. He said he read that statement and said, I said what I said, leave me alone.
Exactly. With the reading glasses on and everything.
Correct.
Hey, he was in for sure reading.
Man, for real reading. And didn't look happy to be reading it. But hey, you live in Cleveland. That's what's up. That's our
he
said, let's go Shador.
Said,
let's go Shador. But anyhow, all right. So we got this really good game. Well, we'll just say we have this game between ourselves. We have this game
against y'all. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, y'all against us. Home finale for us, and it's crazy. You guys have 2 games remaining, which is still like crazy to think. You have 2 games remaining, and it's kind of funny that the game that we played against y'all last year, it was remember the hurricane pushed it.
Yep.
Yeah, and so now you guys get pushed to playing
Valiant,
an additional week. Yeah, it might be but with the 3 of us, it might be that many fans. It'd have been on that finale. But as for Saturday, yeah, it's our senior day. It's been really, really tough for us. I said on my show Sunday night when I was talking about how we lost that game to Prairie View. as a student, I graduated in 2000, and I've been following A&M probably faithfully since 1995. In 31 years of following this team, I've never seen our team this banged up in many key positions.
Mhm.
Never seen it. Now for us, I mean, regardless of the fact of our health, our defense has not been very good at all year. We've given up over 600 yards 3 times.
Sheesh.
600 yards of total offense 3 times.
In one game?
In one game, we gave up over 600 to Jackson State. We gave over 600 to Alabama State, and we just gave up another 600 yards to Prairie View on Saturday. 3 times. How you doing?
Well,
You can't win a game like that.
yeah.
No.
I didn't know for that. Yeah, we were over here complaining about our 400.
And
Hey,
I'm
listen.
still complaining.
Hey, listen.
We're complaining for sure. Yeah, it's worth the complaint.
You know, well, UAPB, and that's the kind of thing. And, I picked y'all to win that game against UAPB. I knew it was going to be close. I didn't expect it was going to be like that back and forth of a 4 quarter like that now. Because it's like every time I'm like, all right, Jamal Haley, he runs for a touchdown. Good night, everybody. And then here come UAP, come right back.
Yeah.
And then Thad Franklin runs for a touchdown. Good night, everybody. Then they come right back.
Yeah.
But for you guys, I think where you guys are as a group, first and foremost, I'll say this, and I'm so glad I'm in front of FAMU people. I want to say this. I know you guys have really, really high standards. I know you do. Okay. And some of our people at Alabama A&M, they have high standards as well. And I always tell them folks that have these crazy high standards in 2025, pump the brakes. Because the thing that you got to pump the brakes for is that every year in this era of football now, this is not the go recruit kids, put them on a scout team, develop them. You starting upperclassmen, this ain't that. This ain't the, hey, we got some sophomores and juniors. They coming back next year, man. This ain't that.
Nope, it's not.
About 50, at least 50% of your roster will not be with you next year. And so with it being a year-to-year process, what it does is it puts an onus on the development and just the recruitment of your coaching staff on how well they can work that portal. And now the portal, you eliminated that secondary transfer portal window after spring football. So you only got one portal window.
Yep.
And so really, you gotta really hit on some guys.
Yeah, so you gotta hit, because what you got is what you got after January. Unless you can always go in the portal and get who's still sitting there, but what's the chance?
But nobody else can.
What's the chance?
Ain't nobody else can get in.
Somebody didn't already pull the better option. That's already
exactly.
And so you really will have to develop. If you go pull somebody late, it's probably somebody that you're gonna have to be good at developing or scouting out to see if the juice is worth the squeeze out of the portal.
Yeah, and it's like if you don't hit on guys, that already puts you behind the 8 ball and one. But also, you gotta be able to hit on. You gotta be able to get some depth. And I will tell you, we can attest to it. When you lose your QB1 and then you lose your QB2 for an extended period of time, like we did. Listen, at our level of football, it's not like, listen, all levels of football now, depth is at a premium. Because remember, it used to be able to stack guys on the bench. You knew you had dudes that was in reserve. You don't have that no more.
Nope.
Who you got backing up your ones and twos? You got dudes that ain't never played before.
Yeah, I get it, Wayne, but I'm going to push back a little bit on you.
Go ahead.
And here's why. This is what I'm going to say. Y'all know me. I'm going to keep it a buck. I 100% agree, right? Sometimes you go on the portal and you don't know what you're getting, essentially. You know what I'm saying? It's hit or miss. They look great on paper and all the things, and then it'd be a dud sometimes. You just never know. You know what I mean? You get a limit.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, here's my only issue is, at our level, above our level, below our level, people are going and are being successful. Let's take our conference, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have TC comes in after, let's say, Jackson State. TC comes in after Dion, and his first year he goes 7-5, right?
Yep.
The next year he wins the conference. This year he's slated at least to be in the conference, the championship game, right?
Yep.
Okay, last year you have, let's look at Alabama State, right? Now Eddie Robinson has been kind of building his. He's been able
Mhm.
to, but he's been able to retain, right?
He
I
has.
think
Yeah.
Eddie Robinson has had the worst luck, I think, in the entire swag, right? With quarterbacks, it's been the worst luck, right? Even when he gets Andrew Body last year, Andrew Body gets hurt. What, game one?
Yep.
But there are teams even in our own conference that are able to work this system. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying you're 100% correct. But I'm just saying where the frustration comes in, and where people have this high expectation, is because there are ways to work the system, right? And there are ways to use this system to our advantage. And I think that what is happening, or where the frustration is coming in primarily with Rattler Nation, is because we are seeing maybe talent not being properly evaluated or properly used, or used in the right space, or putting the talent in a position to be able to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Mm-hmm.
think anybody in Rattler Nation feels like our team is talentless, right? You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
that, we went in the portal and we messed up, or whatever. Nobody thinks that. I just think that people feel like, the frustration is because there is a standard, right? And when you assess even the talent, we feel like that it can be used at a better way, in a better way than it's being used now. I'll just say
Okay.
that.
Okay. Now let me say it like this then for your team. Okay. You guys did go to the portal and you guys did get some guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You got RJ Johnson from Toledo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that is really crazy though, I guess I'll add this other piece to it that makes it much harder even now too. And I said this on my show when I say this last Wednesday. Um, you've got coaches and staffs, right? They
Mm-hmm.
have systems that they want to
Mm-hmm.
put in place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got systems that you love to run that made you such a successful coach to help you get to the position that you hold, right? You
Mm-hmm.
got you got coaches out here, they don't have the players to necessarily run the system that they want to run, right?
Right. Right.
Okay, so for you guys, it took RJ Johnson a long time to even feel comfortable. Okay,
Facts.
all
Mhm.
right. And also, when you saw Jet Petty play, you saw Jet Petty really needs a whole lot more seasoning. When they put him in there against North Carolina Central, you saw, oh, there's a reason why Jet Petty hasn't been playing. Couldn't read coverage. That's the first thing I noticed. Could not read coverage because he threw 3 interceptions
He
that
did.
game. And it wasn't just 3 interceptions. There were 3 elementary interceptions from not reading coverage. Okay. So a lot of the stuff, when you get into these situations that you're in, you have these standards that you have, which leads me to just ultimately really what I'm saying. I know us as fans, we're wired. We want to win so badly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we've been used to winning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the thing that I said this, and this is even what I say about Southern fans, and a lot of them have actually come to my side with this thinking. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom
Mm-hmm.
in order to really rebuild something. Because a lot of times when you've been winning, you get so accustomed to running things the same way. All right, this is the same kind of style, the same kind of coach, the same kind of players, the same kind of vision, the same kind of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it takes you to have a season where you don't execute, for
Mhm.
you to really, really sit back and really evaluate. Because here's the thing: when you're winning and everything's going well, what are you really evaluating? For real,
We were
for real.
still complaining. We were still
For,
complaining, Wayne. We was going nine. We went to the Celebration Bowl. We were just talking about that before you came in. We went to the Celebration Bowl and we was calling for Musa to be benched.
I remember.
We are
I
in the
remember.
game. You know
I
what I'm
remember
saying?
y'all
We
were
are.
down
Yeah.
14-0. Y'all was ready to
No, we talking about
go
during the
raising all
season.
The
cane.
regular season.
I
Not
will
even
never
that
forget
celebration
after the
bowl.
Texas Southern game. After the Texas Southern game, I want to say Musa threw like 2 picks. We were down 21 something at Texas Southern. That when he went to the quarterback club that
He had
week, that
to
Wednesday,
explain at the quarterback club.
what? But they were on his behind. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted Musa
Yep.
bench. They said he couldn't hit the broad side of the barn. That's what the people said in there.
I
So let
remember.
me ask you this, to your point. Let me just ask you this, and you can answer this, and we can go on to the game.
Mm-hmm.
For what you said, right? Coaches have systems that they want to run and all that. I agree with you. Would it not make more logical sense, right, to recruit for the system that you want to implement or you want to run? Case in point, right? Let me say this. So RJ came from Toledo, but he didn't play at Toledo. RJ is from my neighborhood where I live currently.
Mm-hmm.
RJ was at Westlake, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so Westlake is the school I taught at, the rival school. So we played RJ, right? RJ was very successful at Westlake. But what was RJ? What did he do at Westlake? RJ was gonna run it.
Run that
He
ball.
was gonna.
Yeah.
That's what he did, and he was great at it. He was great at it, and I almost feel when I watch him now. I don't know how he's. Like I said, I don't know. I've never had a sit down talk with Coach Burris about his philosophy per
Mm-hmm.
se, right? But I don't take him as a. I take him as a coach who wants his quarterback to throw the ball, to pass the ball. Is that what you recruited for? And if there is some synergy, right, between the head and your coordinators, right? Did we get together and say, "Hey, Wayne, you the head coach. I'm your coordinator. This is what I would like to run, right? This is how
Mm-hmm.
I see the team."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how can we get a quarterback that's going to fit that scheme? Or is it no, Wayne, you're the head coach. This is the quarterback that I want. This is what I want, and this is what we're going to do. And so then there's this tension, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's showing up on the field on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that that's what I know. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, and I could be completely wrong. Okay. So don't, and I'm not to you and whoever else is watching.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm saying is we're clearly seeing something Saturday after Saturday after Saturday that's looking like tension.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
I see the same thing, but I also will say this in a positive light as well, though. Where RJ Johnson was really struggling in that first half of the season,
Mm-hmm.
there were times when he was trying to do too much, and then there were times when he was doing too little. There were times you're sitting there, you're watching it, and
He's like,
Steve,
run.
Mr. Campbell's watching. He knows this. He'll agree with me when I say this. You sit there, you watching. Cut it loose, man. He's open. Throw it. You know what I'm saying? Or there's nothing there. They're in man coverage.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing there. Take off, tuck it, go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He had times where he was holding the ball too long.
Thanks.
And it was frustrating to watch. But what you started to see, a little bit of a change in the offense. They made it a little bit simplistic. Now, the other thing that helped you guys, this is the other thing that can't be understated. For the first 6 games, you couldn't run the ball at all.
True.
Listen, it didn't matter. Thad Franklin, when Bo Somerset was in, it did not matter. You couldn't run the ball at all. You guys were just pass because you couldn't run it. But then once you got into the Alcorn game, that was the first game where you guys actually started to run. Your best running effort was the Southern game when Haley broke out for that 157.
Right.
So when you can run the ball, it takes a lot of the pressure off of RJ because he's not having to carry the whole shoulder load of the offense with throwing every single down. Okay. Correct. So that's made a big, big difference. Okay. Correct. But again, it's not always just players to run your system. You also got to be willing to look, this stuff ain't working. We got to make some changes.
Put Frank's comment up. Sorry. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, you got to make some changes. You got to shift some stuff. And I see this. He said, well, really how? Yeah, we're playing some terrible defenses. But guess what, though? In playing some terrible defenses, sometimes that builds some confidence when you play up against some good ones. Now, it didn't necessarily help you against Jackson State, but that's Jackson State.
Or Bama State. or NCCU?
Well, at Bama State,
Pick any
Bama
of
State
our
was back, but Bama
pick
State,
any of
Every
our
home game.
blowouts at home.
Bama
Pick any
State
of
was
our
back
blowouts at
there,
home.
was back at the part of the season though when I was like, what the hell is going on?
So let me ask you this: we play Bama State again right now. What do you think the difference is?
10 less points. No, ask
On
me.
whose,
Let me ask
on
this
whose
though.
side though? On which
Now let me
side?
ask this though. Is this with a healthy body or not?
This is with a healthy body. If
With
we
the
Yeah,
same
10
play,
less
body.
points. Because here's the thing.
so it's 30 instead of 40.
Here's the thing. They still ran for 309 yards that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
They still ran for. Listen, Body didn't even throw the ball. Remember, he threw the ball for 110
He didn't
yards
have
that
to.
That's
He
day.
didn't
it.
have to do
He
anything.
didn't have to do it though. Host Claw took over the game.
Yeah. Yep.
So he didn't have to, but that's my point. Because also too, you got to look at, we're real critical of our defense, right? And rightfully so. I'm not saying, but we're critical. But when your defense has to keep coming out, you know what I'm saying? Because your offense is 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and here's your defense, 3 and out, 3 and out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's hard on them. It's
Yeah.
hard
Jackson
on
State
them.
game. That's a good point. They were on the field the whole game.
Literally.
Whole game. You know,
Literally.
and Cozy, I know some people didn't like what he had to say about, they thought he was making excuses, but listen, you know how that game started. You were backed up to the freaking goal line like 3 times.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So it is what it is. But hey, listen, you guys still got a chance to go 7-5. I know everybody is all like, we got higher standards. Listen, I would be thankful to be able to go 7-5 right now with A&M. Look, we just trying to keep from going 4-8. Now, I said, and I took a lot of flack from our fan base. I said that we would go 5-7. And people said, what the hell are you talking about? We're way better than 5-7. I said, first year head coach.
Yep, biggest thing.
You're blending old players with new players. You know what I'm saying? You're blending old philosophy with new philosophy. Then I was like, man, we got a lot of Miles transfers. I know Miles was good at D2, but I'm like, man, how does that translate over here? Now, what I didn't see us being this bad on
Injuries.
Defense.
But the injuries.
Yeah, it was a big flip.
That injury, because that team that play, and I mean, take all corn with a grain of salt, okay? But I'm just saying, the team that we saw the first 2 games, 3 games, that was not the same. That's not the same team.
It's not the same team,
now.
right?
It's not
the
the same
Alcorn,
team.
the Tennessee State game.
No, that was not the same.
No, it wasn't the same.
So then, Wayne,
go ahead.
What's your outlook for next year, considering you got a lot of injuries? You have some obvious reasons.
Yeah. So
how you feel about next year?
Yeah, so next year, I said this. I still stand by what I said in the preseason. I said, you better get us this year.
Absolutely.
Because next year, what he's going to do, he's going to go, they're going to hit the portal, they're going to have a full fire sale. They're going to have a full fire sale. They're going to rebuild the defense, get it to what he wants. Also, they're going to find somebody that can run the damn football. Because we ain't been able to run the ball all year. We have not been able to run the ball all year. He's going to go. He's going to go. He's going to recruit some guys. He's going to go to the portal. He's going to get some guys that fits his image and likeness. And also, quite frankly, I think that he's going to make some staff changes too. He's going to make some changes. But historically, the way Shade has been, that first year at Miles, they were 1-9.
Yeah.
And you know how that tenure ended. And he turned it around quickly. And I just believe that the way this season has ended for them, knowing all that he knows and the notes and all that he's taken, he knows what they need to do. They got to get some depth, get some defense. Also, they got to get bigger on the defensive line.
Absolutely.
Our defensive line has been undersized all year, even when they were healthy.
Yeah.
Let's keep that a whole book.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So I always said, you get us now, because next year we're gonna start seeing a different version of us, and it'll be better because he'll have his system in place. It'll be more comfortable. It'll be great. But for now, man, we just trying to find out what the heck can we do on senior day.
Listen.
So
unfortunately, it'll be against us. So
it against us, and we're not gonna let our senior day got crashed. We coming to crash your senior day.
We crashing y'all. They Jackson crashed our senior day. We crashing y'all senior day. Okay, but Wayne, y'all were my dark horse. You know that I was on your show before the season. I always, I feel it's unfortunate that the season turned out the way it did. I think because a lot of the injuries a lot too, but I know one thing for sure: Sam Shade is not gonna be down long. Okay, that's one thing I do know. That team will be turned around. He'll have that team looking completely different in the next year or so. But let's get into our game Saturday, your senior day game.
Yeah.
Okay, the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Okay, A&M as my granddaddy calls it, are coming down there. We actually going up.
Coming up
to Huntsville. And what do you see? How do you think the game is gonna go? What do you see? Did you pick? Did you pick?
You said you made your pick. You did.
Yeah, I did.
Who did you pick? Wayne?
Oh, I picked y'all, man. I ain't no dummy. Come on, man.
Wayne,
y'all know
you an upstanding guy, Wayne.
Come on, man.
You
know me.
You ain't got your bulldog glasses on, huh?
You know me, man. I keep it real. Listen, if you ain't any good, I'll just say you ain't any good. Listen, bottom line is like this, man. Here's how it goes. But there are some paths that I can see to us winning, even though I'm picking FAMU. Okay. So this is how it's really gonna go. How I really see things. First and foremost, we're 0-4 against y'all in the SWAC. We have not beaten you guys yet. And none of the games except for last year have been close. I was there 2 years ago when FAMU came, the year you guys won the championship. I was there when we played you guys. We had y'all on the ropes in the second half, and then we started turning the ball over.
Did we tell you cardiac rattlers?
Yeah, we started turning the ball over. But bottom line in this, man, you guys, your running game has it's definitely something that is a strength for you guys. Jamal Haley, I'm like, man, this dude. I'm a big fan of Jamal Haley, that transfer from Western Michigan.
Yeah.
Speed, and also just the fact that he can catch that ball out of the backfield.
Yep.
What I love about him is he does his cuts too. Like he know how to make you miss on tackles and stuff. He's
patient with it. Yep. He waits for his hole to open up, and he hit that cut. And once he beat that man right there, he gone.
Commentator said he
gone. And with us getting beat 48-5, this is about what kind of pride do you have? Like, what kind of pride do you have in the program to bounce back after having yourself embarrassed? I mean, everything went downhill. We played a really good first half last week. And then we gave a Hail Mary on the last play, and then that just took our soul. Okay? So bottom line is this, for us, we've got to be able to find a way to get something going on offense. Usually it's been, okay, we can get some things going on offense. We got to be able to find a way to stop you guys on defense. This week, we got to try to get something doing on offense. Offensively, we've been in a rut 2 games in a row. Okay. Now, part of it was, it's going back to the Grambling game. We played our 4th-string quarterback, against Grambling. That's part of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also, the other side of it is Grambling's defense. If you ain't seen it, their defense is pretty good.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Now, last week, everything that I said that we struggle with, can't run it. It all showed up because all we were doing was just throwing. Okay. I just remember all that we tried to do last week, nothing worked. And I see the note. Yeah, I remember Bishop Bonnet. Yeah, I remember that Bishop Bonnet 80-yard touchdown run, 35-31 in 2021. I remember that. That was disappointing. So anyway, we have to be able to generate some offense. Now, Eric Hanley, he's going to be the quarterback in this game. For those that don't know, people say, well, he looked really good when he played against Bethune-Cookman. And he did. But then he had a car accident. And he was in a car accident with our third stringer, Ashley Tucker.
Wow.
All right. Mm-hmm. And then he hurt his shoulder when in the Magic City Classic. Okay. That's why he didn't play against Grambling. And then last week he came back to start and did not look right at all. Okay. So whoever we got back there at quarterback, we just got to be able to, move the ball and sustain some drives and try to, just try to extend this game. Defense, we just got to really focus on trying to stop the run. I think passing wise, I think that we should be able to, hold up kind of well in the passing game, even though Wilcher is, he's faster than probably any guy we got in our secondary. I mean, and that's pretty much, that's the norm though. Kenari Wilcher's, he's a fast dude. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Goldie too.
Yeah, Goldie too.
Yeah, Goldie is too. Mm-hmm.
Now, for you guys, the way I see this too is, take care of the football. Because one thing that you can do, how you can let an underdog stay in a game or beat you, turn that ball over. If you turn the ball over against us, I can guarantee you a game that you should win by what I said, 31-17, that game will get a lot closer if you turn the ball over and you give us some hope.
Now, that's one place I give RJ credit. He's pretty good at that.
He's pretty good at taking care of the football.
The running backs take care of the ball when they're running. They take care of it pretty good.
Yeah, that's
probably a big bright spot for this team overall. Yes. We do take care of the ball.
We take care of that ball.
Yeah, but I'll use an example of how when you turn the ball over. Now you look at the Prairie View game when they played Alabama State. And I remember this because going into that game, Prairie View had only turned the ball over 6 times. And they threw 4 interceptions in that game. And every last one of those interceptions led to Alabama State getting those extra possessions that they needed to win that game. So you cannot afford to break your tendencies and start turning that ball over. All right. So that's one thing. If you execute in your run game, and you operate with your timely passing, your RPOs, you do all those things well, you should win this game. I think defensively, I think you guys will do some good things. I mean, you guys know your defense. The best that I saw your defense do was that first half against Jackson State. That was before the 64-yard run to close the half by Ahmad Miller. But before that, that was the best I saw you guys play on defense.
Came out like they were ready that game, and then
exactly. But I really believe you guys are going to beat us. I think I said 31-17, and I stand by it because I just don't trust our defense. I don't think that we can get enough stops against you guys. I don't. I think we'll be able to get to the fourth quarter where it's still a game, but I think at the end of the day, I think you guys will be able to run the ball on us and wear us down. And get into some of the depth issues that we have because we got a lot of it. And I think that's how you guys will be able to beat us.
Well, offensively, who are you called one name that you just called out? Are there any like playmakers on offense that you think that will stand out or potential to stand out?
Yeah, I mean, we have Frank Pierre, number 2 receiver. He's been there pretty much most of the season. He's a transfer from Miles. He's been pretty good for us. We got Trevante Abner, 13, the tight end. He got off to a really, really hot start. And then he broke his foot the week of the Jackson State game, and he didn't come back until last week. He actually had 2 100-yard games in the first 3 games at the tight end spot. Yeah, 13, Trevante Abner. Also, our best running back has been Colton Nero, 32. He's been probably the one that's been the most consistent. I mean, it has not really. I mean, we tried like 4 different guys. We tried Maurice Edwards, 20. We tried Isaiah. I can't even say his last name right. I ain't going to try to say it right. 24. And also Ryan Morrow, who's been on our program for 3 years, 26. We tried 4 different guys at running back. But Colton Nero seems to be the guy who's had a little bit more consistency. and that's really, really where it's at. Receiving wise, I mean, Miles Parker, he's a senior. This is his last game playing at home. We'll see what he's got. But yeah, on defense, our defensive line, Nick Glenn, he's been somewhat of the leader. Demetrius Biombi, he's been in our program for 5 years, number 50, our middle linebacker. There's some guys that been in the program for a while that are being seniors. They're going to play their last games. So I expect them to leave it all out on the field. We got some guys, but again, it's just about, we don't really have depth, and you guys can wear us down. But we gotta start fast, and we gotta just really try to extend things. And you never know. You know what I'm saying? You start getting some confidence, man, and hey, you never know.
Another thing I'll give this team too, because we're always so critical. That our team does not give up. I've seen us be down 14 points, 20 points, and our team does not give up and will come back and win a game. So I do expect us to win. I think 31-17 is I think it's fair. I actually had it 31-21.
I would say 31-24.
Just because I know that we'll go up. I think we'll go up double digit.
We'll go up 2 scores, but oftentimes we allow that 1 score to just
something will happen. We'll give it right back. So I got us 31-21. I still have us winning that game. But yeah, I think it is going to be it depends. Now let me say this. RJ seems to sometimes, especially if a defense is not as stout, he gets real comfy. You know what I'm saying? He gets real comfy.
Yeah.
Because at Southern, I went to Baton Rouge. RJ looked like the man out there. Okay, but we know we talking about a very undersized defensive line. We talking about a horrible secondary. No offense to Southern, but
your sound went out.
I think your sound. Can you hear me, Wayne?
Yeah, her sound went out. I can't even hear her.
I did a cough. I almost thought it was me that did something. Tashay,
can you hear me?
Now we can. Say what you were saying again.
I was saying that we're looking at when RJ is comfortable, he gonna play his best. 100%. When he gets out there and he's comfortable, he gonna play the best. So we'll see, because I'm saying 31-21, but then he get out there and he feeling himself, and then RJ messing around and put 40 points. No, just
I was saying that's around be 42.
Hey, look. Like I said,
we need it.
Hey, like I said, we had one get away from us big time last week. I mean, we taken 3 spankings.
5 points. What was that? A field goal and a safety?
Yeah, we were up 5-0. 5-0 after this, and we kicked the field goal, and then we got a safety. We were up 5-0, and we didn't score again.
And I'm gonna say this, and this is no shade to PV. But PV is not 48-5 good. I've watched them.
Yeah,
they're not 48-5 good.
Yeah.
And there's no shade.
Be a little quiet on, because they love to come at you on Twitter.
That coach, listen, it's not no shade. You know what I'm saying? I think that he has done a tremendous job. Any coach that comes in their first year and has your team in contention for a championship, hats off to you. Yep. I think he has done a tremendous job. I agree. Just saying, I've watched that team. That is not a 48-5. They're not that good.
No.
This is the same team that beat Alcorn. They beat Alcorn by 1 point, 13-12. And that's early in the season when Alcorn still had not worked their kinks out. You know what I'm saying? So they were really struggling too. They're, and they've gotten, I guess, better. But if any quarterback that throws 4 picks in one game, 4 picks in one game.
Yeah. Well, two of them were tip balls. One of the tip passes, Tremaine Jackson, he admitted. He said he tried to throw a screen, and it was a poorly executed screen. Another one, it was a tip ball that was just a really good play by a linebacker. And the other 2, he threw it to the same guy twice.
Literally. And the one where the big man got it. And he, it was just, he was forcing things. PV is not 48-5 good. I'm sorry.
PV.
No shade.
For me,
Listen.
with PV, this is what I feel about PV. I think it's really unfair that people say that they haven't played anybody. Because listen, you can only play what's on your schedule. All right.
Mhm.
I do know that they've had some games that they struggled against some teams. Like Northwestern State is the one game that really stood out to me. Not
Mhm.
the
And
not the
barely beat
Rio
them.
Grande Valley win, because Rio Grande Valley is legit. If you haven't seen them, they're legit. But the Northwestern State game is the one that really really should concern you if you were a PV fan, because Northwestern State is horrible.
They 1-9.
Yeah, they're
The only
horrible.
win is Alcorn.
Yeah, they are terrible. And Alcorn had to turn the ball over
Yeah, a million
multiple
times.
times, commit
Yeah.
different mistakes on special teams
Facts.
for them to win that game. So,
Facts.
and they only beat Northwestern State 27-24 at home. That's the one
Mhm.
that would give you some concern. And
Yep.
but for PV, the way I see it, man, listen, I don't know how the hell you get to play UAPB and Valley at home your last two games. I mean, come on, man. How can we get that schedule?
Yeah. Lit.
Listen,
It's lit.
For
listen.
real. For real.
It's
Like, what
lit.
we gotta do to get that schedule? But listen, at the end of the day, I'll ask you guys this. And I ask you guys this about FAMU. And this is for real. I know a lot of people they around, they like to try to say that, Cozy, he should be gone. But listen, everybody loves to say that somebody should be gone if you're not winning. That's just what it is in today's day and age, right? But
Mhm.
let's say you guys do finish 7-5, right? You win these last three. Or let's say you go 6-6, okay? Um, you go 6-6 or 7-5, okay? Like, what would then be the feeling of Cozy, and because naturally you're gonna make changes, but does changes include Cozy? Do you see change the staff, make some moves? I mean, just what do y'all see?
I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. 6-6 is not the standard. 7-5 is not the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is going to be pleased with that record. And I would say this too: 6-6 is a winning record, right? But it is
Mhm.
regression because we went 7-5 last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see there being any changes. Cozy has a year left on this current contract.
Right.
I don't see there being any changes. And I also, honestly, I have told Ashley, I do think that if he can keep this team together, we lose a lot of seniors. I think it's like 30 seniors.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if he can keep, some of these pieces together, I think that they'll be look better next year. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
I do.
I think like definitely RJ, he'll be more comfortable. Whatever. So the overall for me, 7-5 is not the standard. 6-6 is not the standard. Do I think
Agreed.
we come in blazing and firing people? I don't think so. Okay,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's my answer.
And I wholeheartedly agree. And we talk about, me and Tashay talk enough that we could probably answer questions for each other. Multiple questions as it pertains to family athletics. But that's just the reality of it. Especially if, early on in the season, you're looking kind of like, well, what is this going to turn out to be? You're now with 3 games left, and you
Mm-hmm.
can easily be 7-5. Not I don't think anybody in Rattler Nation will be jumping over the moon about being 7-5 at best.
Right.
And then anything worse. But you gotta consider, again, it's not like this is a contract year this year. So
Right.
it'd probably be a different potentially a conversation if it were. But you can bring this team back, keep your nucleus as much as you can. There are a lot of seniors, but it's almost like we're half and half. Like we're half seniors,
Mhm.
half freshmen and sophomores. So you keep those freshmen, sophomores, hopefully,
Juniors.
and some of those key juniors, and you groom them up off season, fill in your pieces, get some high school guys that are quality coming in, and you kind of potentially make changes at your coordinator positions, or in that way, that's a potential. But I agree with Tashay, 7-5 is I don't believe that the door is getting kicked down on this regime.
I'm gonna say this too. I see a lot of
And we know that it's not the standard of the base. Like we understand that very well. That's not even a question. You see how our standards are. We like SWAC championship, celebration bowl, or bus kind of people. But we have to be where we are right now.
Yeah,
well.
and I think more than anything, I know a lot of people talking about coordinators and things like that. I mean, last year we had a set of coordinators. This year we have a set of coordinators. Similar outcome. So I think more than anything that there needs to be that synergy that I was talking about earlier on. There needs to be a blending of the philosophies, in my opinion. Okay. If we are going to be a ground and pound running team, then we need to recruit for that. Our coordinators need to understand that needs to be the scheme. That's what needs to be. There needs to be some synergy and some cohesion around that. If we're going to be the typical FAMU air raid finesse type of offense or whatever, then there needs to be some synergy around that. Whatever we are, whoever we are, whatever the identity is, I don't know if you can keep, you keep playing musical chairs with your coordinators and coaches or whatever. Get together, decide what we gonna be, and let's move in that direction. Everybody, players, personnel, staff, everybody. And I think we'll see something better. Whatever that is, a lot of us family people, we like the whole air raid. We've always been, but our coach may not be. That may not be what we have currently. And so, whatever it is, everybody needs to rally around it. That's
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I'll say this too, and this is just more of a blanket statement across just the SWAC itself, because you guys know I cover all 21 of the FCS teams.
Yeah.
And there's new head coaches everywhere. I mean, Tennessee State, Reggie Barlow first year, North Carolina A&T, Sean Gibbs first year. Really should have been y'all coach, but that's neither here nor there. And then Hampton. Let me keep moving on real quick. Hampton,
real quick.
Yeah, Hampton. You got Trenton Boykin. He was the interim last year. This is really his first year. Then you look at the MEAC, Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick, two coaches in their first years. You know what I'm saying? Then you go over and look at our league. Sam Shade, first year head coach. Jermaine Jackson, first year head coach. Buckley at Valley, first year head coach. Then 2-year guys. Your guy Colsey, 2 years. Mickey Joseph, second year. Chris Dishman, second year. Cedric Thomas, Alcorn, second year. The bottom line is like this: when the guy that has the most tenure in your league is just finishing his 4th year, Eddie Robinson, you got to really get back and you need to look at what are we really trying to accomplish, as in coaching. Because here's the thing that I say about why I bring this up, is that when you want to get rid of people, and I say this with so much respect, I think a lot of people have been watching way too much TV. And what I mean by watching too much TV, you've been watching too much about what Penn State has been doing, what LSU's been doing, what a lot of these big schools have been doing, where they got these people that got these long checkbooks that can write these checks and tell you to get the hell out of here real quick, right? In a buyout. But for us, we don't have that kind of leeway of being able to just quickly write a check and say, go on, get on your merry way.
Right.
Sometimes you might just be stuck with the guy because it might make a little bit more sense to just let them finish out their contract.
Right.
But see, what we do, we say, oh, well, let's look at what the guys up the road are doing. Jackson State is winning so much right now. We gotta make some changes, trying to catch up with the guy, trying to catch up with the man. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it serves you very well where you have to try to stand pat and just try to ride it out, right? Sometimes you might actually have the guy that's in the building. Okay?
Yeah.
You might have the guy in your building, but you just got to give it just a little more time. But unfortunately, we ain't trying to give nobody longer than 2 years now.
Well, Wayne, we ain't trying to keep up with the guy or whatever.
We
trying to keep up with ourselves.
We got our own standard. We ain't
Well, what I
got
mean
nobody
by
else's
you got to keep
We
up with the
reached the
guy, I
pinnacle.
mean, you're chasing the guy because they're in front of you in the standings. That's what I mean.
Got you. But what I'm saying is we reached the pinnacle of Black college football success, right?
Yeah.
We were there 2 years ago. I was sitting in that stadium. To go from that to this in 2 years, okay? And I get what you're saying, right? Give it time. I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is, it is hard to go there.
I
from
know,
there
I
to
know,
here,
I know. It's hard.
and watch
It's hard
it
when you
just
stay
look
at
like
the
it's
Waldorf Astoria and then you gotta go stay at Motel
continuously.
6. I know you
Right.
eat
And for
Chris
us, we are it's us against us in our minds.
You
That's
eat root
it.
Chris steak. You eat a
That's
root Chris
it.
steak.
We
That
don't care
Outback
about
steak don't
nobody
taste the
else.
same.
We don't care about nobody else.
Exactly.
We trying to
It's
get
us
back
against
to
us as far as we're concerned, and it doesn't matter who the coach is.
So
It's still us
again,
against
so
us,
now
because
when I
before
say
there was a
all
winner,
that,
there was a whole lot of other coaches that came to be fair.
so now when I say all that, now I go back to my original point.
What's that?
When I said your standards, when people say the standard is a standard, one of the biggest sins that we can commit in our programs is to live in the past. Because you said we won a championship, right? Do you know how hard that is to win a championship?
Oh yeah.
You know how many teams? There are 18 teams that are fighting to win the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
18 teams. Okay. Only one can hoist that trophy.
Yeah.
So first of all, Ezekiel Love, shut up, man. Stop. You don't even listen. You ain't got the kind of street cred to try to talk to me like that. You ain't on my level. You ain't never gonna be on my level. Talking about, brother, what are you talking about? You can just silence yourself right now. I don't do no trash talk. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I will talk you under every table from here to Siberia. So stop it. Where I am now, let me get back to what I was saying here. When you live in the past,
Here we go.
When you live in the past, I know that feeling. You get it once, you feel like you want to have it more and more. And when you don't get it, that's why I said when you're chasing the guy, because the guy is experiencing the feeling that you once had that you want to get again and again and again. You see what I'm saying? But that's not realistic. And so why it's not realistic? Look, it says a whole therapy session. It's a whole therapy session for every fan base. Because see, this is what sets me apart in my analyst as being an analyst and being a media guy. Is that I'm always realistic about who we are. I tell my team in a minute, listen, somebody will say, we got a new coach. We're gonna be good. No, the hell we're not. Because it's gonna take some time. What Southern is doing right now, they're losing. You know why they're losing? Because they're suffering from the sins of their past. Sometimes you need to rebuild it instead of trying to reload it every year. You putting band-aids, you're trying to plug holes in a dam, right? Bottom line here is like this that I say about FAMU. I get it. You got your standards. Have a day. But I'm just telling you, that ain't realistic, man. It ain't realistic. And what you're doing is you're driving yourself crazy. Driving yourself real crazy. I'm not talking about you ladies. I'm just talking about whomever. You're driving yourself crazy, beating yourself up against a wall because you think that y'all should be up there winning the championship. But like I said, man, if you ain't got the team, if you ain't got the staff, listen, you had to have everything working right to get what you got back there 2 years ago. Y'all had everything working right. You had the coach, you had the vision, you had guys that were playing roles, right? Remember, y'all didn't really necessarily have a whole lot of stars. You had a lot of really good dudes that knew how to play roles, and they played them well. When they were called upon to be the guy, they were the guy, right? So this is what I'm saying for FAMU. Yes, you're not going to go to Celebration Bowl. Yes, you're not going to go to SWAT Championship this year. But you're going to have something that a lot of teams in America would give 2 arms and a few knees for, a winning record. And when you have a winning record, that is something you can always take and build upon. It's hard as hell to see a winning future when you way down there at the bottom going 2-10 and 3-9 and 5-7.
We done it.
Exactly. So you know how that feels.
It's very scary.
We did that.
You know how that
sat
feels.
in the rain and watched it.
So you know how that feels.
I do.
But see now what it's got to be, you got to set a realistic target. You got to say, okay, now you know what you are right now. Now the question's got to be, okay, now what do we need to do, and how long will it take us to get back to the summit of the mountain? And a lot of times, everybody wants to try to say, well, we need to do it now. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying.
We get you.
I get you, and we do. And when you get a new coach, when you do get a new coach, oftentimes there is some drop off in some way or another. Oftentimes we know that happens a lot. A lot of teams have the exact same situation. Now, we won't get into how the setup that we thought we were doing to make this thing move along the way it was supposed to move. And then that didn't play out either. But
this ain't no brand new coach. You know what I'm saying?
But when I know you're trying to be in Yarlin Van Zant right now, but the Rattlers don't care. The Rattlers are gonna say, we don't want to hear that.
We fit, don't fuss at us. We know.
Yeah, I ain't fussing at y'all. I ain't fussing at y'all.
Crazy, but
pull up Lil Baby's comment that said, I don't expect to go to ATL next year. Pull that comment up. Saying I don't expect to go to ATL. This comment right here. Okay. This is right here. I can get with this. Okay. I can get with this comment. Because that is the comment, and that's a visionary statement, right? You say, hey, I don't want to go 7-5 next year. Because y'all know 7-5 ain't gonna get you nothing. It ain't gonna get you win, you gotta win a season, you're not gonna win a championship with that. Okay, and then I see Penalty Talk. Shout out to my guy Penalty Talk, man. He do good work. He says, so Wayne, let me ask you this. Pull that comment up. Okay, so Wayne, let me ask you this. Let's say Colsey finishes 7-5 this year and goes 7-5 next year. As the AD, are you giving him an extension and more money? Okay, so there's 7-5s. There's 7-5s this year and 7-5 next year. Okay, so for me, my question inside of the 7-5 though is, who did you beat inside that 7-5? And when you lost your 5 games, how did you lose them? Did you lose close games? Did you compete? Like, did you beat an Alabama State, but maybe you lost by 1 to Jackson State? You see what I'm saying? It's not like the 7-5 this year. The perception is, okay, we didn't beat nobody. Look at me. I'm already speaking in y'all future. Y'all 4-5. I'm already speaking 7-5. But here's the thing. What the narrative would be is that this year's 7-5 will say, well, we beat Albany State. We beat Alcorn. We beat Southern. Like, you'll say we didn't beat a team with a winning record. Okay, that's what the narrative would be. But if next year, if you go 7-5, but let's say you beat Alabama State, you beat Bethune-Cookman, or let's say you play somebody in one of your 3 crossovers. Let's say you play PV next year and you beat them, right? And you competed really, really well, and you just had some bad luck. Maybe you had some injuries, right? Mm-hmm. But he competed and he molded it and he did a great coaching job. If that happens, then yeah, give him an extension because he showed you progress and showed you that this team that he's got control of the team. Now, if they come out and do 7-5 again next year, like they did this year, then no.
Okay, because now you was getting into my thing, because 7-5 with 3 blowouts by 40 points at home is not acceptable by no standard. for anybody, right?
Yep.
Nobody wants to get blown out by 40 points at home.
No one wants to get blown out by 40 anywhere.
No, but at home is
Yep.
doo-doo water, okay?
Right.
So that's trash. So my thing is this, and I'm not getting into any of that, whether cozy staying or going, right? I'm not getting I'm not what I'm just talking about is as a team, right? When we're looking at our team. My mom says it all the time. It's not about what happens, it's the way that it happens, right?
Right.
You as a team, coaching staff, whatever. Willie had the 59-3, right? That's what we call it. Is the 59-3. He had the 59-3, right? It's like you take that and you say, okay, we're not gonna do that ever again. We're not gonna let that happen to us again, right? Here, where was that moment here? You know what I'm saying with this team, right? We're at home. Our first one is Alabama State. We lose, what was it, 42-14?
42-14.
Alabama State, right? Mm-hmm. And then we come back and we play NCCU 45-7.
Yep.
Right? And then we come back and then we play Jackson State and it's what, 41-16.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that moment, right? That we say, okay, we got to fix something here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you said, I can deal with a loss. Like, for example, Jackson State last year, right? Yep. Ashley and I went to that game. Mm-hmm. That was a winnable game, right?
You should have won. You had it.
We should have won.
4 minutes to go, you had it.
35-21 was the ending score, and I know it's some
not indicative of that game.
It's some Jacksons in the state, and they're gonna say whatever they want to say.
We know what it was. Yes, 120 with 4.5 to go.
Absolutely.
You 2 fumbles.
Right. So that I can deal with that kind, a loss like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I can't deal with 42-14.
Yeah.
Just you got to fight. Don't just bend over. You know what I mean?
I got you.
That's where I think people are looking at it and being like,
I got you. And that's why I said what I said in the narrative of how I said it about if next year, if you did the same thing next year, but you competed and you didn't get any blowouts, then it would look different. I see a comment, and I know we're getting kind of late in the game, but there's one more comment. They said, at Wayne, my pushback to you. Pull that up. I got something to say on that too. EA-D5D. I got something to say to that. Yeah. Okay. Listen here. Yes, I have tasted championships, brother. We have won the SWAC championship twice. We won last time we won in a full season was 2006. And then also, we won the COVID season of 2021. And yeah, I can relate about the desire to get back there. Just because I'm realistic in my thinking and I'm just saying about process and procedure, don't get it twisted. I want to win real bad too. Just losses don't affect me like that no more, like it does for some folks, because I process losses differently. Losses don't make me go get on Twitter and start airing out my coaches. Losses don't make me get on my show and start badging and start saying a whole bunch of nastiness, right? That's the thing for me. Winning is great, and I enjoy it when you get it. But I also understand that winning is so hard that when you get it, you need to enjoy it, because it's so easy for you to take it for granted that when you start losing, like you might be now,
right?
It makes you start saying a lot of the things that you say now, right? So that's my thing. You got to be able to process handling losing a little bit better and understand that the process to winning is so much harder than what you try to make it out to be. But yeah, don't get it twisted. I want Alabama A&M to be a winner real bad.
Yeah. Winning is hard. It is.
It's hard. And in these days, the path to winning has changed in these times, like, the portal, teams,
NIL.
NIL,
Yeah,
and all that stuff kind of makes winning the path different. But when you have a standard, you just have a standard.
Yeah, and I listen, family. I don't knock you guys
Absolutely.
for having your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just providing you with a different perspective,
Absolutely.
and it's something about the way that I provide perspective.
Yeah.
That's what's missing in our space. Our commentary, a lot of times, we've got a lot of homers. Okay, we're flushed with a lot of homers on a lot of these podcasts. Okay, and the problem with a lot of these homers is they'll never say nothing bad about their team. Or I'm the only one that can say something bad about my team. You get your team ain't very good, but yeah, you still talk about them. All that kind of stuff. You don't see it the right way. And the only thing I'm saying is when you get down to just really like studying and watching these games,
Right.
and not just watching games and not just being a stat reader. You got to also be a trend follower. You got to see not just the trends of your team, see the trends of everything. See the business. Learn the business of what's going on. Learn how recruiting works. Because see, a lot of people, they talk about things from the perspective of the way it used to be. You ain't going to get that no more. You got to come up with the times. And when you come up with the times, it'll help you understand different things. It's other things too that you need to understand. You need to understand how contracts work. You still see people get out here talking about, man, hey, man, we need to go contact Hampton. We need to get them on their schedule. Folks don't understand. This ain't like high school.
Right.
You don't get no AD get on the phone, call AD talking about, hey man, y'all busy on October 18th? Hey, you want to come to no, it don't work like that.
Nope.
Schedules get set years in advance.
Years. This usually not even the current that even said it a lot of times.
Exactly. And inside of it, there's a contract. Right. There's travel, there's expectations. If you get out of a game, Lord knows that's been talked about a lot with Kentucky State. But if you get out of a game, there's a penalty there. There's a lot of these different things that goes into play. And I'm just challenging everybody. When you watch me 2 days a week, y'all know what I give you. I give you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I give you the statistics, the analytics, and I give you the real vision of what we need to do, right? This is what everybody needs to do. You got to take advantage of all the resources that are out here. There's free stuff all on the internet to read. I don't know how many times I have to tell folks about you can go and find the tiebreaker policies on the SWAC website. You know what I'm saying? People getting on Facebook and you saying stuff. I seen somebody say
foolish.
Seen somebody say, man, the West gets to host the SWAC championship this year because the East did. It ain't never been like that. Right? You made that up. And then also people still don't understand the way the schedules work. You play 8 games a year, and the 8 games have been showing up in the standings. 8 games been showing up in the standings forever, right? 8 games. I'll tell you all that in a second. 8 games have been showing up in the standings. You know you play 5 in your division and you play 3 crossovers. People don't even know what crossovers are. We've been saying what crossovers are since 1999. When you play somebody from the other division, you play the East, play somebody from the West 3 times and vice versa. People still don't know that. They say, man, when Jackson State played Grambling, that game didn't count in the standings. Where you get that from? So it's all these different things that I just need people to understand out here. You got to be able to learn, and you need to listen, and you need to educate yourself. And if you don't understand it, there are people like me. There are people like Mr. Campbell. There are a lot of other people like shows like HBCU Nightly. There's a lot of really good shows out here that we're really, really trying to give back and try and teach our culture on the way this stuff actually is supposed to work. We ain't living in fantasy land no more because we can't afford to. Everybody wants to say that, oh, well, we should have this, we should have that. Listen, when it comes down to money and making it, what Mackenzie Scott is doing right now, it is awesome. but that ain't typical. We ain't like all these other universities out here where you got millionaires and some billionaire donors that are willing to write a check to donate to you. Sometimes you got to be able to raise your own capital within yourselves. You got to be able to give within yourselves. You got to be able to come to games within yourselves. A lot of the people who do all the complaining, they don't give, they don't attend, they don't support, they don't do nothing. The way you become a stakeholder is somebody that has an invested interest in an organization. As an alum, you're a stakeholder. But you can't just be an alum as a stakeholder. You have to be a giving alum. And it's not always with money. It's where you can also give with your time. Yep. You can recruit. You can wear your team colors, your paraphernalia. At Ohio State, where I work, I wear Alabama A&M gear when I go to the office a lot of days. And people ask about what's Alabama A&M. But I digress. The bottom line of everything I said tonight is, we got to just continue to do better, and we got to continue to push ourselves. And where y'all can find me, Wild Wayne Cartwright, y'all see my name. Y'all can just look me up on YouTube. My show, it comes on Wednesday nights at 8:30 Eastern. And also I do my Sunday recap. That'll be my next show Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll go over all of the games from the previous day. And also I'll give you the updated SWAC and MEAC clinching scenarios. And also I give out my ride tokens that people love to come and come at me about. They say, man, what you mean, Wild Wayne? My guy couldn't get a ride token this week. So yeah, that's where y'all can find me, man. Go on and subscribe and check out all my shows. Definitely. Bottom line.
Make sure y'all check
Wayne out. Wayne, yep. Put it in the comments. Put your
it's just
YouTube show. All of that, put it in the comments so they can follow you. Y'all make sure y'all follow Wayne. I told y'all want some education. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm watching the Jets game too. But if y'all want some education, Wayne is gonna drop that knowledge. And I always appreciate it. And he gave us our dose of reality for tonight. So we're good for the rest of the year, y'all. We can go back to being delusional. We got our dose of reality. We got our dose of reality. Okay, we got 30 minutes of reality. Now we can go back to the Rattler delusion. Okay, FAMU by 59 or else. I'm just kidding.
Oh, we got a problem.
I'm just joking. Okay,
YouTube
thank you, Wayne, so much for coming on.
Yeah,
really
my pleasure.
My
pleasure. And
are you gonna be at the game Saturday? No.
Nah, I'll be here in Ohio. But I will be at the Celebration Bowl as I was last year. So we definitely got to connect. But hey, I'm gonna try to get y'all. I'm gonna try to get y'all on the show, man. I know we only got like 3 weeks left, but my show is called The Ride with Wild Wayne. Y'all see it in the backdrop. That's my show, The Ride.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you
so much.
My pleasure, y'all. We'll see y'all.
All right, see you.
Well, look at that, Rattlers. Kelvin said he never left it. Back to the Rattler delusion.
Kelvin still said.
No, we just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, y'all, we have gone way longer than we normally go.
Longer than we normally do.
And honey, it's past my bedtime because I should have been asleep 40 minutes ago. Right. Absolutely, yeah. We can agree to disagree.
We can agree, right? And to be honest, I tried to tell them we the Rattlers, and
I don't think.
He wasn't trying to do that. He was just trying to be a voice.
Yes,
a different perspective.
And I think that
what he said he wanted to be.
Right. I think that everybody else looks at on the outside looking in and just knows that we are kind of rabid and we're rough on we're rough on everybody, to be honest. We're rough on everybody.
We're rough on ourselves.
Everybody can get it, okay? So I think that was just some perspective from someone on the outside looking in, and we can appreciate that. But yeah, 7 and 5 ain't good. But anyway, y'all, thank you for coming and hanging out with us. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe.
Tell a friend. Follow. Come see us next week. Next week we will not do a Thursday night show, we will change the date. We'll put out a notice about it'll be
this Thursday or the Thanksgiving Thursday.
No, this Thursday. It won't be no show on Thanksgiving Thursday. So this coming Thursday, next week won't be a Thursday show, but we will do a show earlier in the week to make up for it.
Yeah, I hear the
make up for it. And then Thanksgiving Thursday is the following week. So absolutely everybody will be hanging with the families. We won't be doing this. So just stay tuned and we'll let you know when we come on. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. Y'all stayed on with us for an hour and a half, which is not the usual amount of time that we usually cutting it at an hour. So thank y'all for hanging out. Again, thanks Wayne for coming and hanging with us. Again, share the show. Put it on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
and all the things.
Exchange, all that. Fang Exchange on,
and we'll be back.
X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And
Happy
y'all have
Thanksgiving
a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure we'll see y'all again because I think we'll be on the show on Monday.
Yeah, it will be on the show next week. And we'll do the review show as we do weekly anyway. So we'll be around, whether it be on Fang Exchange or any other platform. So good talking to y'all tonight. Can't wait to see y'all again next week. Go Rattlers.
Go Rattlers. That's
down on those Bulldogs. Let's mess up that senior night on Saturday. Fangs up.
Crash them.